Hey everyone, I'm Greene, and welcome to Curiosity Quest Goes Green, the show that explores what you, the viewer, are curious about. Now today, we're going to be talking about a subject that is so important to us that we can't live without: water. So we have a lot of letters on it. Our first one comes to us from Pasadena. Odeus wrote, "Dear Joel, I'm curious, how do they make water clean?" David from El Monte wrote, "Dear Joel, I'm curious, can water be recycled, and how can it be recycled?" In fact, we got one from New Orleans. Hazel wrote, "Dear Joel, my 7-year-old nephew would like to know how wastewater is recycled and turned into water." Well, because of you guys, we are up here in the city of Adelanto in Southern California, where we're going to learn all about this very important topic known as water. So let's begin today's Curiosity Quest Goes Green. On a bright, beautiful morning up here in Adelanto, although the smell is something to talk about. I'm here with Dave. How you doing?
Good. How you been?
First of all, what am I smelling?
This is the beginning of the wastewater treatment plant.
Okay.
And what you see behind us here is the actual equipment that will remove some of the contaminants at the start of the plant, which is basically the bigger products that come down the pipe. All the sewer is in the pipes coming down from the individual homes and businesses, come right down to here, concentrated and it comes right into this area here we call Headworks. And Headworks is here to remove all those nasty little things, you know, the rags, the solids, debris,
yeah.
And one of the main purposes of doing that is to keep that solids and debris out of the other streams of the treatment plant so that it doesn't hurt any of the equipment as we go further on.
But, you know, we're talking about water and recycling and reclaiming and how do you use it, take used water and make it reusable water. How does that all start?
Well, it's like I said, it starts right here. Try to remove the debris out of it and clean it up a little bit at a time through each process so that at the end of the process, it's clean enough water for reuse.
It's interesting because you say it's coming downstream, and I don't know if you can tell around us, but we're actually down in elevation quite a bit, aren't we?
Yeah, we're down in elevation so that the gravity, it's all gravity flowing.
I'm curious, how long, if somebody flushes their toilet right now, 6 miles away, how long would it take it to get here?
About 2 hours.
About 2 hours?
Right.
Wow, that's pretty quick, actually.
Right. So we actually look for things like anomalies that we have, and we call it the halftime flush.
During the big game, on a Sunday,
right,
at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
So do you dread like halftime? I mean, you're bracing and gripping on, here it comes, no! You do that at all? No?
No, because we plan for it.
Oh, okay.
So we put on extra pumps and get the water moving to where we need it to move it so it's not, you know, doing what we don't want it to do is flow out of pipes and in the manholes in the city.
Okay, so we're gonna, I just saw stuff moving down.
Yes.
So we're gonna explore here, and you're gonna tell us all about it.
Sure.
And we have some students that are joining us today. We're gonna get like their reactions to what I'm smelling right now. It doesn't smell. What do you mean it doesn't smell?
I can't smell it.
Oh, he smelled it! You smelled it that time! What is potable water?
Oh man, this could go really bad. It's either water that you can drink or that you can't drink. I should probably know the answer to that. It would probably be safe, huh?
Like water, like just regular water from the ground. When I think of potable, I think of like a potty, like a bathroom water, or maybe like sewage water.
Muddy, puddled water. Water that you can, like, take to put somewhere small.
Water that you can put in a pot? I don't know.
Wow. Thank you so much for bringing me to this wonderfully odoriferous place that really smells. Tell me this, what is the ultimate goal of reclaiming or recycling water?
Well, the ultimate goal is to save potable water so that there's plentiful water in the ground or the surface for people to use and live and, on their day-to-day lives.
So what is potable water?
Potable water is pure water that comes from the ground that's pumped to your tap water, to your sink.
Okay, by having a plant like this, the goal is to make this water as usable as possible. And when you say usable, what are going to be the uses? Are we going to be able to drink this water when it's done? I just can't believe I said that.
No, I don't think. I mean, the technology is almost there, but it's not ready. It's still public perception is the issue of overcoming. But normally, I mean, for this plant here, you want to be able to reuse it in a way that, you can not use more potable water in addition to. You want to take it out away and use this water that's treated out on soccer complexes and parks and golf courses and any kind of construction projects and stuff like that. That saves the water in the ground for the daily consumption that you need at your home.
Potable water, how many gallons are you pumping out a day?
3 million gallons a day.
So 3 million gallons a day are being pumped out of the
Right.
potable water, and about 1 million of that is being used for all these other purposes that you're referring to.
Right.
So it's really important that we reclaim this water.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, and this, oh my goodness, I don't even want to look. I mean, what is going on behind me? Just explain it. You don't have to look.
Well, this is a bar screen, and its purpose is to take out large debris that comes from the pipeline. Anything that gets down into the sewer through your toilets, your drains, your sinks, your showers, will come through here. And so eventually it goes through this bar screen here, and then right behind it is what we call a compactor.
You're gonna open it for us. Like, oh my goodness. Okay, so it's all being compacted and
It's all being concentrated in here, and then we try to squeeze as much water out of it and any organics. And so we're taking it into this screw press here, and it'll take and bring it up the chute and eventually just put it in a baggie to keep the odors from emanating and any of the flies and stuff like that. So it is kind of a nasty process, but it is what comes down the pipe.
When you wake up in the morning, you think, yeah, I'm just not going to be seeing this today, or this isn't going to happen today. I knew waking up this morning I was going to see this, and it's still,
Fun fact, fun fact, fun fact. Here's your fun fact.
Did you know that in the United States of America, 5 billion gallons of water is flushed down the toilet every day?
Okay, it still smells right here,
Yeah.
but it sounds like now we're at the beach. What's going on below us?
Well, what's happening here is this is the grit removal tanks. And what they're doing is they're spinning paddles in here that's taking the water at a high velocity and spinning out the actual grit. And the water will stay in the center. And then we have pumps that are right here. We'll concentrate it, grab that and remove it, and then bring it over to a classifier where then it's classified one more time and separated from the water to the grit. So we're just getting the grit out of the system.
Okay, now grit. What are you referring to when you say grit?
Sand, eggshells, stuff like that. Everything you put down your sink, that's abrasive.
Okay.
We're trying to remove that grit so it won't hurt downstream pumps.
Wow, and we're standing, I'm looking below me, and I see there's water.
There's running water right through here. Still pretty much raw sewage.
And then this is the grit. That's an odor I was not expecting. So this is shells and sand and
Anything that's inorganic, that's abrasive, that's being removed.
Dave, you mentioned a couple times organics and inorganics. Can you just give me a quick snapshot? What are organics?
Well, the organics are like what go down your sink, the orange peels and the other pieces of vegetables that you're trimming off or something like that.
Okay.
And then the inorganics, those are the things that like the plastics or when you wash your vegetables and any of the sand that's in there from when it was in the ground, that's the inorganic part. The sand or the eggshells that are peeled that are put down there and stuff like that.
Okay. Wow, that stinks. All right, so this you said will go in the landfill, and then the water just continues to flow below us, right?
Yeah, to the next spot over there, which is a lift station.
Let's go give it a lift here, huh? So I hear some more river flow, and we found it.
Yes.
Wow. So this is just still following the process down, huh?
Yeah, this is actually the flow where it's actually, we measure it.
So this little blue thing hanging down right here?
Right. What it's doing is just pinging down to the water depth and the time it takes to get back up creates a time, and that time is converted into a flow.
Water still has that odor to it that.
But you can see that the water now doesn't contain all those orange peels or rags or anything that you see that we saw earlier at the beginning of it.
Yeah. And so now we're going to take it and pump it, what, up there?
Yeah, way up there.
Way up there, okay. All right, and that's our next step?
Yes.
Whew, let's go. Where does the water go when you flush it down the toilet?
Down through the pipes and into the sewer. That's what I would say.
To the ocean or to a sewer.
To the sewer? To the ocean?
It goes to a filtration plant.
Sewer?
For everybody at home watching, I mean, we literally were just down 40 feet below, right on the other side of this, what appears to be a lake, and or pond. And now we come up here, the water's here, these guys are jumping on a boat. Like, would you go out on a boat? I mean, this is like sewer water still, right?
Yeah, it's even more concentrated than you have at Headworks.
What? What are they doing out there? I just can't get over it.
Well, they have to perform maintenance on all the pieces of equipment we have, and this is a piece of equipment that requires maintenance every so often to make sure that we're providing enough oxygen to the microorganisms inside here that are eating the incoming sewage.
Okay, all right, so out there, we took out all the inorganics, the organics, the large stuff. And then we got it to the liquid that was going under us, and then we pumped it up here.
Right.
And so is this just water?
No, it's actually like a population of microorganisms. Things you can't see with your naked eye. And what they do is this microorganisms in here to eat the incoming sewage. And they do that by respiring and metabolizing in their process of life for a microorganism. Okay. But in the meantime, their food portion of it is the wastewater that's coming in, the raw sewage.
So they're like little tiny microscopic bugs that we can't see.
You cannot see them unless you're under a microscope.
And they're just eating the sewage.
They're just eating the sewage, and we give them the oxygen to respire and maintain metabolism and life.
Now, how many of these basins do you have here?
We have 2, and it's enough to treat up to 4 million gallons.
Dave, I have to ask you because I know what people are thinking at home. I know people are thinking this at home. Has anyone ever fallen off the boat?
Not that I know of.
Not that you know of, okay. Not
that they would tell me.
There are life rings on the side. And
there is.
Even the students that were coming up with us, they're like, hey, why are there life rings up there? And I'm like, I'm afraid to ask.
Yes.
Where does this water go? Where does everybody go? Microorganisms, water, and everyone?
They all commingle together, and they all leave at the other end of the tank and go to the clarifiers. They call them secondary clarifiers.
Okay.
And that job of over there is just to...
Wait, don't tell them, don't tell them.
Oh.
What is the job of the clarifier? What is a clarifier?
A device that would clean out all the bacteria or sediments in the water.
Something like that purifies water, makes it cleaner.
I would think it would be like to maybe sanitize.
A clarifier takes water, filters it, and gets the big particles out of it so it looks clear.
It cleans maybe toxins out of the water.
Someone or something that says if the water is clean or not.
Something that checks how clear the water is.
So, what is the clarifier doing?
Well, this clarifier here is actually just separating all the solids you saw in the basin that were all commingled and mixed together. Come over here, and what it's supposed to do is the solids will settle out because they're heavier than water. They've eaten plenty of food over there that they had, and so the heavier solids will actually settle to the bottom, and then the clear water actually comes over the top here, which is called secondary effluent.
It's like night and day compared to what we saw. No, I was going to say that it's like earthy. You know, it's funny because I still see a lot of what appear to be, I don't know, maybe not solids, but stuff on the surface.
It's a little bit of scum, but we have these baffles here, these actual scrapers that just run around the tank time after time, and their job is to collect it and bring it into a scum trough and remove it, and then...
I'm sorry, scum trough.
Scum trough.
I never thought I'd hear those two words together. Now, on the water, I mean, what's happening to all this clear water that's coming out off the sides? What are we doing with it?
Well, here it's going to ponds for percolation.
Okay. So is it done with your process?
It's done.
Can we drink that at all?
No, you can't drink this yet. It still probably contains some form of pathogens in there that may be harmful to you, and you don't want to drink this yet.
Could I shower with it?
Nope, you can't even shower.
Can I water a lawn with it?
Not really.
Okay. So it's not done. It's done
Right.
for this
particular plant, and
Okay.
its final usage of the water, which is just pond percolation. And then, of course, the next city downstream is actually getting that water in a time frame, a long time frame.
Okay.
And they pump it from the ground.
Go
One of the things we do to tell us how well our treatment is we actually take a sludge judge.
A sludge judge?
Yeah.
Dun dun dun. That sounds like a contest. What is a sludge judge?
Something I want nothing to do with. It sounds really bad.
A judge of sludge.
That is like an indicator or like a measuring machine that would tell you how much sludge is in maybe your septic tank before you really have to like change it out or do something about it.
That sounds like a tool. Like a tool to, I have no idea, maybe like unclog a toilet or something. I have no idea.
A sludge judge decides how much sludge is in 1 gallon of water.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Sludge Judge! What are we doing?
So he's taking a core sample of the water, and we're looking to see what that level of the sludge that's settling to the bottom.
That's
So
I didn't
when
realize
he-
how deep this was.
Yeah, it's 17 feet deep. So when he pulls it up, we're going to be able to see how well things are settling down there at the bottom and how much sludge is actually accumulating.
Oh, wow.
So you can see there's almost, looks like about 3 feet, maybe,
3 feet
of sludge at the bottom of the tank.
Wow. So when we're talking sludge, it's not like super thick, right?
No, well, it's the same thing that comes out of the basins, right?
Okay.
But it's then separated. We have the measurement. We know how deep the sludge is in there, and so that helps us indicate how much we should take out the sludge from this tank.
And where will you move it to?
We move it to a solids handling facility, which you saw earlier, which takes and thickens it up and
Now, so the sludge basically are the microorganisms all clumped together.
Clumped, yeah.
Okay. All right, so you got to take some of them out, and then some of them stay and go back to the process
Right.
again. What do you think all that stuff is right there?
That's like
The trash?
dirt.
Dirt? Pretty cool, though. How much clearer it is now versus before?
Fun fact, fun fact, fun fact. Here's your fun fact.
Did you know families turn on the faucet 70 times a day?
This is so bad. I mean, really, it's bad. You're just smiling, but it's bad. So behind us is probably what, the dirtiest thing on the planet?
Well, the dirtiest thing in this plant.
And this on the plant is the dirtiest thing on the planet I've ever seen in my life. It looks like, well, just give you a quick shot of what it looks like. I'll have draw your own conclusion, but it's not. It's what? What is this?
Well, this is the solids that have all accumulated, all the solids and all the debris and all the impurities we've taken out of the wastewater stream so that water that you saw going over the weir is nice and clear. This is the concentrated stuff that's going to be transferred and dewatered and get the water out of it, because this is the waste. This is the end of the line for this. It's the other byproduct of wastewater treatment plant.
Yeah.
And this is it. And it's going to be, this is about 2% solids right now, and it's pretty organically smelly.
It's like sludge, like pure sludge.
It's pure sludge.
Pure sludge.
And it's going to be processed to take the water out and then hauled away to a composting facility.
Okay. It's fine. It's funny because we get there's not really windy today at all, but we have these, all of a sudden it just be
pockets.
Oh my gosh, this pocket of gross. This is, I don't think I've ever smelled anything as bad in my life. It's bad.
Yeah.
So can we move away from it?
We certainly.
I see, like right over your shoulder, I'm seeing stuff come out that looks solid.
Right.
We walk down over there?
Yeah.
All right, let's go do that. Oh my goodness. All right, so we moved away from that. Oh my gosh. Oh wow. I was thinking when I came down here it wasn't as bad, but I just got a pocket. It's still bad. So this is what's left over, right? After.
This is the liquid form that you saw just a minute ago, and now gone through the centrifuge process, which spins it and tries to take as much water out of the solids as possibly we can. Because what we're going to do with this is we're going to haul this. And so we're going to haul this to a composter, and he's going to make compost out of it.
Now, composters are basically using stuff that's coming out of our own sewer systems?
Yeah.
Yeah? They've been doing that for a while?
Long time.
Long time? That thought just sounds weird. I don't know why.
Yeah, well, and then it's a nutrient for farms.
For farms. Wow, I see these bins behind me here too, so they're all pretty full and ready to go, right?
Right. They're ready to go to the composter and be made into compost.
Dave, I don't know about you, but this is very strong smell. I can't even breathe around this. How are you just sitting there and smiling at me?
I know, it's it's a job that is very important to the environment. It's not a red carpet job where, people are rolling out the carpet for us. They don't really even know what we're doing. We're sitting here pretty much behind the scenes, treating wastewater and making it water usable for other purposes. And we feel like we're like stewards of the environment, that we understand the gravity of what's happening here and how important it is to continue to make sure that every day we're treating that water and producing quality effluent for reclaimed and recycled use.
Do you have any place around here that doesn't smell like this?
Outside the fence.
Outside. Let's make our way over there, come on. What is a percolation pond?
It's like kind of like a sponge. It like absorbs stuff, right? When something percolates, it absorbs.
It is a cover that keeps the bubbles from coming up and splashing water everywhere.
Isn't that like a dance?
Well, can you do the percolation dancing?
No, I can't. I really can't. I have no idea.
Percolation is when you filter water and pipe it through actually, I have no idea. Okay, I can't do that one.
Purify something. I mean, I don't know. Perfect. Make it perfect.
Make sure that the water's perky.
I don't know, something to do with rain.
Now, Dave, I know people are probably going to be asking me, hey, there's birds out there. Are those birds safe?
Yeah, they're safe. The water's been treated. It's, it's not ready for human consumption or anything like that, but it's good for the birds. They don't seem to mind it, and they love the water.
So I assume they're here all the time.
Yeah, they're here year-round.
Year-round. Okay. And it is so clear. I mean, compared to the water we saw earlier,
right?
It's hard to believe it's the same water.
Right.
I mean, we're just missing what in this water?
You're just missing
all the stuff.
Yeah, all the stuff that we took out of it. All the bigger stuff to the smaller stuff to the microbiological size stuff. That then now has removed all that debris, impurities from the water, and it's all clean secondary effluent.
And when it percolates down into the ground, I mean, it's basically going through another recycling process, right?
Right, it's being filtered again by Mother Nature and the ground, traveling through the aquifers down into the next area where people would use water.
Is there something else we can do with this, all this water that's coming out of here besides just letting it sit and take 4 or 5 days to go and percolate in the ground?
Well, sure. I mean, as soon as we get this other system online to filter it and disinfect it, we could actually be using this water proactively to irrigating parks and soccer complexes and golf courses and stuff like that, and then take the burden off the potable water side. And then, there we are reclaiming it.
Absolutely. So instead of waiting that period of time, it can happen instantaneously?
Right. It would just take a couple hours to go through the filters and the contact tank and then to be ready for use.
Wow.
Right.
Wow. So when are we going to get this thing going?
Well, it's just an immediate future. It's close. It's here. It's just a matter of time.
What are some uses for recycled water?
Recycled water, you could use it for basically anything, I think.
Maybe watering your plants or garden. Maybe you can put it into your pool, something where it's going to be chlorine bleached and it's going to be still sanitary.
Recycled water, you can reuse it back into the toilets, reuse that. If it's clean enough, you can drink it. If it's clean enough, you can wash your hands with it.
You could water your plants with it.
Maybe like to put it like through the toilet system or to, I wouldn't say drink it. So
watering your garden.
I would put it in my fish tank.
So Dave, in the near future, what I'm hearing is at some point when I look around, beautiful desert, beautiful backdrop, purple pipes, we're going to be able to see them all over the place, right?
Yeah, you may not see them, they'll be underground, but they'll be there providing water for parks and soccer, areas and stuff like that. We're not at the use where you can use it for pools, but swimming and stuff like that. But
yeah.
we're close. I think it's more of just a an informational understanding from the public to know what we're actually treating, how well we're treating the water.
Sure.
To a reusable point. So
I think, I mean, you said it. It's about knowledge. I mean, once the public is aware of what's happening, why it's happening, why it's so important to do this. You know what I mean? I mean, the water isn't an unlimited resource, basically. Right. So very important to do this. And at one point, who knows? We may be all using reclaimed water.
Right. Well, we hope to. So you know, that's the plan. And
when they see construction zones like this and they're spraying the water for dust control and whatnot, it probably makes people feel a little bit prouder to know that, okay, they're not just using ordinary, regular drinking water. I mean, this is water that's been put to use and recycled and reclaimed and good purpose for it.
Right, absolutely.
Well, I want to thank you, Dave. Thank you so much, man, for taking us on this journey. And I want to thank everyone involved in today's show, and I especially want to thank all of you that wrote in for telling us what you're curious about. If there's something you want to know more about, let me hear from you. Go to curiosityquest.org, click on the Send Us on a Quest link, and simply tell me what you're curious about. And it could be you that sends us on our next green adventure. And remember, this is our planet. It's our responsibility to take care of it. So I'm curious, have you gone green? I'm Joel Greene, and I'll see you next time. All let's talk about water. I'm actually thirsty. Let's go. Okay. Oh my gosh, what are you doing, Adam? Oh my gosh. Just look at what it is. It looks like chocolate milk. It's not. So we suffer to bring you great shows.